Let's get straight to the point. Life insurance. What do we mean by the new kind of life insurance? Let me just let you understand something. You see, back in 1970, there was about 500,000 life insurance agents to about only 204 million people in the population. So 500K to 204 million, a good ratio. Skip forward to 2013, there's only about 149,000 licensed life insurance agents to over 316 million people in the population. So less life insurance agents, more population, supply and demand. When the volume, there's a high increase of population, the demand for life insurance agents increase. So again, the insurance industry has never been bankrupt, has never fallen, and has never gone out of business in over 2,000 years. This industry has been on earth since before the birth of Jesus. You can Google that as well. But I just want to keep it straight to the facts. Now, the reason why I wanted to point that out is, with the growing rate of our population, again, the industry is not going anywhere. And what we specialize in here at PHP Integrity, and I'm able to build my own brand, Integrity Wealth Group. So if you look at line, you'll be able to see a link here for Integrity Wealth Group. That is my own personal brand as an entrepreneur that I'm able to build within the confines of this $140 billion company. So I am starting off as an entrepreneur, and I'm able to build my agency. I'm right now a junior broker on my way of launching my own franchise, and that's the reason why I want to bring this information to you, because you can come in this company and become a junior broker, start your own franchise, create your own brand within this platform, and make millions for yourself and change your family legacy dynamics forever utilizing this service. Now, what I want to talk about is just some of what we specialize in when we say financial services, because people just think of one thing or they don't think of anything that's actually accurate. But let's make it clear for you so you get a better understanding. Financial services, what do we specialize in? We're talking about 401k rollovers, IRA and Roth IRAs. We're talking about life insurance, long-term care, annuities, debt settlements. Most people are just really familiar with just life insurance, and they really don't understand the difference between the old version of life insurance and the new life insurance. Like, people used to think life insurance is only for when you die, because that was the old life insurance, only until you die. But then they don't understand that life insurance has changed radically since then, drastically since then. But let me give you a better comprehension of what I mean by that. See, there's 3 life insurance policies. 3 primarily, only 3. Now, the first one is considered term. Now, let me just give you a breakdown of what a term policy is. And this term, let me explain that for you. Term, let's say Susie is 34, and Susie at 34 wants to get a policy for a $500,000 policy to last until she's 64. Now, that's a 30-year policy. My question to you is, what do you think a $500,000 policy would cost right now? $500,000. 10,000, 1,000, a couple hundred. Actually, only $30. Say roughly about $30, just to give you an understanding. So now here it is. She's paying $30 a month for a 30-year policy. Now, what happens with that term policy, say if she dies within that 30 years, the company will pay her that $500,000 death benefit. Now, if she does not die after those 30 years, what happens to it? It just goes away. The family gets nothing. Now, how we get paid for helping her, the company pays us up front. So we get $30 per month times 12 months. That's $360 for that the company would pay us. Now, when some of these companies, they pay our contract 120%, so that'd be about $450. If you're an agent with us, or you become one of those agents that have an average contract at about 50%, 50% of $450, that's $225 you've just made sitting out with one person. But yet, how long did it take me to explain that to you? And that's $225 commission in your pocket. Now, let me break it down. The next one we have is called a return to premium. And let me give you a better understanding of that. Say, what insurance company are you with? Anyway, say you're with Geico. And that company, one day, I call you up and say, hey, listen, we got a new insurance policy. And it goes like this. If you have an accident, we're going to pay for your policy. We're going to pay for that accident. But if nothing happens and you don't crash your car, then, you get all your money back. Would you want that policy? 9 times out of 10 people are going to say yes, they want that policy, right? It's called a return of premium, because this is what we're able to do for families now with these new policies. So this is again Susie at 34, but now Susie at 34 has a 30-year policy for till she's 64, covered at the same $500,000. The difference is the cost of this would be about 2 or 3 times more. So instead of it being $30, say it's $100 a month. Now that $100 a month times 12 equals $1,200. That will be paid to us directly. Now that $1,200, again at the same 135 contract, 125% it is pays out. That $1,200 now becomes $1,620. Again, you're one of the agents that get paid 50% contract. That's $810 you just made for explaining this information. But let's get back to Susie. Susie just got this 30-year contract, this 30-year policy to last until she's 64, from 34 to 64, because she wants something to cover her. Now, if she dies, she gets the death benefit. But if she's alive and she doesn't die, what happens? Her family gets back $36,000. All the premiums that she's paid on that policy over that time is not paid back to her. I remember Chris Rock, shout out to Chris Rock, to awesome special on Netflix. Check out that special, Selective Outrage, very selective. But Chris Rock used to say, like insurance, if nothing happens, shouldn't I get my money back? He called it in case you. In case it happens, I'm paying you, but it don't happen. Should I get my money back? We thought about that, and Chris Rock, guess what? We answered that, okay? So we have policies right now that the premiums, that if you pay your premiums and nothing happens, you actually get your money back, okay? And that's one directly to you, Chris Rock, from one of your 2 specials ago. Shout out to Chris Rock, by the way. Now, if you're a car person, you know, the term policy would be like your Honda, your Toyota sedan. The return of premium would be like your Lexus. Now, the next one is called a permanent policy, and that's like your Ferrari. And what do I mean? It's a bit more for the same $500,000 coverage, but it's the benefit is permanent. That $500,000, same $500,000 benefit, but it's a permanent benefit. Now, let's say instead of paying $100, but now you're paying, say, $250 per month, because this is the Ferrari policies. And what do you get for that value? It comes with a permanent death benefit, so you'll never ever have to worry about the death benefit going away. It also comes with living benefits. So if something happens to you during the time that you are covered and you are disabled, you are able to cash in or able to get up to 80% of that policy paid directly to you for you to be able to live on while you're alive, and still applies a death benefit to your family. In addition, it gains cash value for you, that you, the person who's paying for the policy, who's protected by the policy, can also borrow cash out of that policy to protect yourself. Now, that same $500,000 policy now generates cash value over that same time period. But again, this is a permanent policy. Now, think about it. If $250 is paid on that policy times 12, that's about $3,000 for the year. Okay, the companies and carriers are going to pay that to us because we help them to get this client. Now, what happens if, again, they pay out about 120%, just the same, that's about $3,450 not being paid out. If you're one of those agents getting 50%, that's $1,725 for helping one family. And let's say you help one family for the month. What would you do with an extra $1,700 for the month? Can an extra $1,700 help you? Think about it. Okay, say if you help 2 families for the month, that's $1,750, $1,725 times 2. Now you're looking at about $3,000, $3,200. Say you help 4 families for the month, 1 family per week. What does that do for your life? What does that do for your income? That's what I want you to understand. Now, think about it even bigger. What if you say, okay, I want to develop an agency and I want to help people to understand how they can develop and build a business just the same, as I'm sure I've asked you to do. Because again, as you see how we get paid here, it's paid directly to you when we pay a year in advance. So if you want to learn more about the life insurance industry, you want to know more about getting on started, you want to know more about getting on board, you want to understand this a bit more, give me a call, 561-785-7972. I'm not going to bite you. I'm here to explain to you so you understand the game the way it's not being taught to us. They didn't teach us this in school. They didn't teach your mom or dad this in school. They didn't teach us. They're still not teaching us these financial things in school. These are things we have to learn for ourselves. So again, my name is Jason Miller. You know exactly who this is. Give me a call. You want to get some more information. You want to get started today. Give me a call. 561 785-7972. Deuce.